Welcome to the Divinely Sovereign podcast. My name is Senna, and today we have Michelle Rose. She is a feminine sovereignty coach, and we are going to be talking about desire. First and foremost, Divinely Sovereign is a sacred sisterhood. It is a place where women are beginning to tap into their most creative, expressive, and sovereign selves, and we do so alongside together. If you'd like to learn more, go to www.sennazen, sennazen.com. So I am so excited to introduce to you Michelle Rose. She is like I said, a feminine sovereignty coach who does coaching for women who are wanting to come back into their sovereignty. She pairs coaching with nervous system work that actually helps the women to do the deep somatic changes they need in order to have the capacity, the nervous system capacity, for the new reality that they want to create. And beyond that, I also know that you do craniosacral. And in just the times that I've gotten to sit with Michelle, myself, she is just this potent codex of information. And when I was kind of planning out the speaker calls, and the different months and the themes of Divinely Sovereign, especially for womb fire, and the timing of the year, October, November, you were the first person that immediately was that her frequency, her channel, her message, her embodied frequency that she just gets to walk around, and if you get to be in the presence with, is such a freaking gift. And so I just want to thank you for being here and just opening up to you, Michelle, to say hi.
Hi, thank you so much. That was an amazing introduction, and what a gift to receive a reflection like that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
No, thank you. And today we're going to talk about desire. Mm-hmm. It was something that when I was sharing with you about this program that was kind of getting birthed through me, and it was really kind of disorienting at first, and it was this is kind of how it's coming together, and you're like, yeah, okay, I'm here for it. It just first, thank you.
Yeah. Of course.
For rolling with it. And the evolution of kind of how this creation is beginning to take form. It also, we were talking before this about the idea of being in this chrysalis, this cocoon. It's kind of that goo, right? But I Divinely Sovereign in a way is it is in this transformative process, this metamorphosis, as it's finding and its form.
That's right.
So,
Yeah.
So today we're going to talk about desire. So I'm going to ask you a big question.
Okay.
No. Hold on.
Okay.
First, we want to learn a little bit about Michelle.
Oh,
first.
Okay.
Yeah. So talking about, the season of life that you're in at the moment, what's in you, and whatever you want to share on that.
Okay.
What do you want us to know?
Well, I think Senna mentioned a minute ago that I am definitely in a stage of huge transformation right now in so many ways. Just in the stage of womanhood I'm in the perimenopausal transition. So I haven't had my cycle in 6 months, and so I'm right in the middle of that, and that is such a deep time of transformation. I was actually reading this old school book called The Menopausal Years, I think, by Susan Weed. Do you know that book?
I don't. I'm going to write that down, though.
I actually, no shade to Susan Weed, but I wouldn't recommend it because it's not current. It's not.
Got it.
It's she was the only person talking about this back, I don't know, I was probably a child when this was written.
Okay.
And but one thing she said in that book was valuable for me, which was women at this stage of life, when you actually stop bleeding for that year, it's she's just go away for that year. Just go away. Mm-hmm. So it's deeply transformational, and in the moments when I feel challenged, because at this point in my life I've become a single mom to a 7-year-old, and I'm newly divorced and I don't have any chance of going away. So when it gets challenging, I remember that.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this is a time when I should go away. So then I can like be a little more gentle
Yeah.
with myself and my process. And so in that, as I've just dropped a few seeds of the other changes that are happening in my life, there's a huge sort of rebirthing of purpose, reclaiming my own sovereignty, and which it's not the first time I've had to do this. So I have some map, but I'm also like needing to, I mean, just being more mature and having more to take care of in life, I'm needing to just dig even deeper. And I've learned how to like relax and trust and go slow, like go at the pace of sustainable growth personally, and trust the time that it's taking in a lot of ways. So, like I said to you when I walked in, like I have all of the transmission in me. I just don't have like the storefront.
Yeah.
That's like the part I'm working on, like the website and the bio and all of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm here and I'm available for this and ready.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful.
Mm-hmm. Thanks. Me too.
So, yeah, when we were talking about initially, like I was telling you about the theme of womb fire, I had initially asked you, I was like, oh, would you like to do an ancestor, thing? And because you held this potent container last year of that. But then this year, you're like, actually, what's really alive for me is desire. And so first I want to thank you because like that, ever since we had that conversation, like back in end of August, that actually opened up something within myself of turning towards this study almost of like desire. And so I've just been really excited for this conversation. Yeah. So the big question I was going to say earlier was, what is desire? From a feminine sovereignty lens. Yeah. What is desire?
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Have fun with that one.
Well, I can tell you that I can tell you what desire isn't.
Yeah. Okay, it's right there.
So I feel like, okay, let's just have a conversation where I say, what do you think desire is? Like, how do you experience what we're calling desire? Is that the right way to say it? Or how do you experience what you would call desire?
Yeah, I have too many thoughts on this.
Yeah.
That you're going to open up a can of worms with me if I start.
Okay. It's okay. Just name one thing.
It's a soul deep want.
Okay. And then how do you know what you desire?
I think it's something that's like persistent. That like it's almost something like you can't even shake because it's there and it's like not going away. And it's like okay. It almost feels like something's moving you. Yeah.
I mean, I have so much to say on it. I just kind of wanted to see where we were starting in our conversation with your own experience of it. And so I would say that those words match the frequency of, what I'm bringing. But I also just want to say, like, as far as what it's not, and that there's a huge difference. And this usually like goes a little better when like I'm talking to a person and they're talking about things like their desire, and then I can help. Because what is really interesting for me about desire is talking about our relationship to desire, and having a right relationship with desire. Because I feel like there's this thing where you want something, or you just want. And sometimes it comes in a way that's like, you want to want that. But also it can come in like, you don't want to want that. But you can't not want it. And then sometimes you want to want something that you don't want. And that's hard too. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do.
Okay. Because that's like the grit of like what it's not. And so like it's starting to point us in the direction of what it's not. Because when you want to want something but you don't want it, or when you don't want to want something that you want, that's preference. And so if you put the words preference and desire next to each other, you might like glance at them and be like, those are kind of the same thing. But they actually define each other by their opposition.
Whoa.
Yeah. They can. Not always. Sometimes you can have preferences that match your desires. That's true. But like preference and desire, preference is what we, it's what we prefer because we're comfortable with it, because we're used to it, because we know the outcome we're going to get, even if it's not really what our desire is asking for.
Yeah.
And desire is that thing that's like, oh shit, sometimes it can be that. That's not my preference. It's not my preference to put myself out there. It's not my preference to do this. Like, that is confronting to me, but it's that desire.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I feel like the power for a woman who wants to claim their sovereignty is to work that out there in that relationship to their desire. So I feel like it's really important for every woman to just look at their relationship with desire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't have this next on my question, but I do want to hear more about like what does that kind of look like for a woman to look at her desires and tease that out.
I'm honestly just more used to being in like the process, like the intimate process with someone rather than describing it.
Yeah.
So it's going to take me a minute
That's
to
okay.
like explain it versus guiding it.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. So actually, can you ask the question again?
Yeah. Well, you had said something about like that's why it's so important for like a woman to look at desire, and so
look at their relationship with it.
Look at their relationship with it. Yeah. And so for someone that's listening and stuff, like what would be possibly a practice for them to be able to start encountering what their desires are?
Mm-hmm. I think the practice is to just start listening to the voice of desire without feeling like, okay, so here's another thing of what desire's not.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of times women, people don't listen, don't even really let the voice of their desire fully express itself.
Yeah.
Because there's this idea that if I have a desire for it and I like let my desire express itself, I have to do that thing. So there's a difference between having a desire, letting it express itself to you, letting your own desire express itself to you, and then separately, there's a choice you make.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So if you want to, talk about sovereignty, you got to start by letting this voice of desire speak.
Yes.
You just have to give it approval to say whatever it wants to say. Desire needs approval to keep talking.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. So, so an example might be, I don't know, what's an example? I want to go to India. I don't really want to go to India. And then like, as soon as I get the glimmer of that, I shut it down because I'm like, oh, I have a 7-year-old. I can't go to India right now. And then that just shuts the voice down. But if I say, oh, you want to go to India? What a nice desire. Tell me more. Keep going. What else do you want? Keep going. Just keep letting the voice of desire talk.
Yeah.
And the more it does that, and the more you can separate, knowing that you have the ultimate choice in the end, right? That that's how you get to learn. So, I mean, like, I think the first part of developing relationship with desire is letting it speak and listening.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then notice your own feeling about it.
Yeah.
And always hold space for yourself in the way that's like, I don't have to choose this.
Yeah.
I really don't. But then you can be like, but do I want to choose it? And then that's a whole nother desire, you know? And so, like, you keep meeting yourself in that way where you just let it talk and you ask questions and get it lit up, you know? That is that fire.
Thank you for that. Yeah. I feel like I mentioned before too, it's just even bringing the awareness of that conversation that we had back in August, just like something started opening up for me. And I think what you were also touching on too is just like it's a part of that process, that open dialogue with encountering it. And something that we also talk about in specifically the womb module in Divinely Sovereign is also just some of the kind of tangible practices of being able to set some time for yourself, which is a huge and revolutionary thing in general, especially for mothers, with young children. And, you know, like, and we go deeper into talking about how teasing out the everyone else's needs and, you know, like to be able to set the boundaries, to be able to get clear on requesting or making or prioritizing yourself, to be able to like clear out the noise. Because sometimes I know as a mother myself, like just being in constant demand, sometimes that just really can be so hard to be able to truly be in right relationship with ourselves and to truly have that deep listening within ourselves. And so what I'm trying to say is we talk about this in Womb Month, and we talk about some of those challenges and also just how important it is to make that sacred space so that you have the time to drop in and to like with yourself. And maybe that's through a meditation or a journaling practice. Maybe it's even going out for a walk without your phone, taking a bubble bath or something with some salts or something. Just like actually creating the space if someone that's listening feels just so either overwhelmed with life or their demands that they're not able to truly tap into what this voice is and what needs to come up. And lastly, what I'll say too is a part of this is we need to have that sacred time so that we can feel ourselves, feel our emotions, and get really clear also on like what is it that we need, what is it that we want, what is it that like we need to request, what is it that like what boundaries need to be set, so that we can kind of create greater space so that a desire has the safety to be able to be expressed. You know, I love what you bring up too, in that like there's the difference between desire and just giving it the how'd you say, desire needs approval to keep talking. I love that. Versus choice. Like those are two separate things. But yeah, even just being able to name your desire out loud is such a powerful thing.
Yeah.
And it starts to just open up the process for you and opens up your life in a way that moves you.
Well, what I just heard you say is that you desire more space.
Oh, really?
Yes.
It's like one of those, well, yeah.
That's what I do.
Yeah. Well, because I feel like part of me is I'm also kind of channeling the women that are also in this group and like what was specific for the module and what we talked about in the module. And so now I'm like, but I do believe also that everything is a reflection. So yeah, no, that makes sense. Thank you.
Because what I was hearing was that from you, but I'm also aware that like, yeah, like ask for space and create boundaries if your desire is asking for that.
Yeah.
And for some people that could just be another thing to have to do.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I'm full. I've asked for the space. You know what I mean? Like, desire doesn't require that
Yeah.
to speak and be present. It's not a prerequisite. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Right? If you desire that, and that feels good and juicy, it sounds lovely.
Yeah.
Space and bubble baths and
I do want a
boundaries.
bathtub. I don't have a bathtub.
See, yeah,
Yeah.
see. So it's like it's the voice, the signal from our desire. We have, it's like so conditioned to not just listen to it, that it's always there, and it's so conditioned not to listen to it. We are so, like, people are so conditioned not to listen to it that we don't even realize when it's talking.
Yeah.
But it's always talking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You could be super busy,
Yeah.
and your desire is saying something to you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
So it doesn't require anything other than attention and approval, listening and stuff like that.
Yeah.
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 Cool. I feel like we touched on this. I'm going to ask this question anyway. How can we tell the difference between surface wants and the deeper soul level desires?
Yeah. Well, there's your deep soul level desire is like capital D desire.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah. And then the others could be just like regular D desire, but sometimes you can ask yourself if these are compensatory. You know, are they in place of, is it that your relationship to your big D desire is such that you're paralyzed by it? You can't, you just aren't feeling like you can break through and stretch yourself and go in that direction.
Yeah, no, that's what I feel.
Right? And then so there's these compensatory desires. And they could be anything. So there's so much to it too, because you get into well, what about, if I just followed my desire all the time, I would just only eat chocolate. I was you might eat chocolate for a long time, but that's not necessarily a big D desire, first of all. I'm sure there are moments where eating a delicious bit of chocolate is a big D desire. It can be. But, when you get into the compensatory desires, they're more they don't really fill you, and my leading edge with this right now is kind of, for me, is this about what I want, or is this about what I want to create? And I feel for the feminine, I don't know about all people, but for me, for the feminine, in context to the womb, the womb wisdom space, is what do I want to create? And for me, that is where I feel big D, soul level desire comes. It's what do I want to create?
Yeah.
And then where does the creation of that lead me?
Yeah.
And it tends to go along with the bigger, I don't know, life visions or, things like that. But there's also, then there's another level. You want to talk about soul level of desire. You want to know what that is, then just look at your life.
Yeah.
You know? Even the parts you complain about.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's some existential kink right there.
It's some existential kink. It definitely is. I mean, we're talking about desire and soul level. So,
yep.
I mean, you could bang your head against the wall trying to create it this one way and it's happening this other way.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. Okay, here we go being Scorpio, but I don't know that we came here to just have happy endings. And that if we're not having some happy ending kind of scenario, then our life isn't going right. Do you really think that like all of us souls incarnated in this like universe on this planet to just like all kind of have the same little happy ending?
Fuck.
I don't think so. You know?
Yeah.
And that's like where preference and desire, you know, you can parse that out too. But it doesn't mean that like this really hard thing is happening to me in life right now and I'm grieving over it and I must just like, my soul just must want this. And so I just have to sort of collapse into it, because then you get to be like, what do I want to create? What do I want to create? And I'm not saying to like build a healthy relationship with your desire is to like know what you want to create on some kind of global macro level in your life. But just like, what do I want to create? I want to bake a sourdough loaf.
Yeah.
Right now. What do I want to create?
Yeah.
What do I want to create?
Yeah.
I want to write my son a note to put in his lunchbox.
Yeah.
And just listen all day.
Oh, I love that.
All day for these little ones. And then that little fire starts to, you know, the embers start to like get warmer and start to burn through some of the congestion, because that's another thing. Like that's another really good word for how we like dampen our desires. Like we're just congested. Because another thing that happens when we don't constantly listen and then choose and follow as much as we can is that it just gets all congested. You know, it gets all backed up and we get frustrated. And you know, it can even happen in relationship where it's like, oh, I felt yesterday I did feel to reach out to Ray.
Yeah.
You know, our friend. Am I allowed to say her name?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. And
she's probably going to listen to this and be like,
I know, right? Yeah. And I was like, I'm going to text her right now, but then something happened. So now that desire is like, it's on hold.
Yeah.
And then I was driving Gemma to school this morning and I saw Ray getting into her car. And I wanted to like roll down my window and be like, hey, I was just thinking of you. But I was like, no, this isn't the moment, because she's getting in her car and I don't want to like freak her out. But now it's like double, you know, like double on hold now. It's like it's got build up.
Yeah.
And on some level, like she's probably feeling that, you know what I mean? If I just keep letting that go, and then you know when you like ignore something for so long that then you feel like you can't, especially relationally. Like I've been hearing to reach out to this person for like the first time I heard it was a year ago, and then I ignored that, and then like this time went by, and now so much time has gone by that I feel like I have to like hide from that desire because it's so congested, you know? So yeah, that's another piece, is just in the beginning giving yourself time with not small d desires, but small, like in the moment, very reachable, very tangible desire, like creation.
I love that.
Because that can start to just, you know, get those embers glowing a little more and start to burn through some of the congestion. And then that life force is flowing through your body. And then from that place, you have the nervous system capacity to embody bigger desires. Yeah.
I love that. It's kind of like going to the gym and doing those reps a little bit.
Exactly.
It's like those tiny, just it's a daily practice, honestly, of listening and acting upon that. I love that. Yeah. And I also want to name too that something that I made, from one of my old wooden palettes I'm an artist, and so I have this old wooden palette that has, you know, acrylic ink, and paint all over it. And so I actually was gonna throw it out, and I was like, this is a work of art in of itself. Like,
it's just like what catches your drips.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's where I put all my paint and mix it and stuff. And so it's just this like, so I was like, this is really cool. So what I wrote on it was, what am I going to create today? Yeah. And so when I go into my art studio, it's my she shed up there. That's what I have on my wall. What am I going to create today? Because it was also a pivot for me to kind of shift out of that mindset of like, how am I going to make money? Blah, 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 blah. Like that, like for me, and this is going to be actually one of our questions we'll deepen into a little bit as well. But for me, it was like, that's not the focus that I want to have every day. I want to, like, it was this pivot of being like, instead, how about I ask myself this question, like, what am I going to create today?
Yeah.
So I love that. And I love
Yeah.
the tangible, like, practice of like, okay, today's making sourdough. Like Saturday, I made sourdough rolls. It was so fun.
You did actually?
I
Oh
literally made
yeah.
sourdough.
Yeah.
It was a great day.
That's
Yeah.
lovely. Yeah.
Yeah. And I finished up my apple cider vinegar that I've been making from apple cores. And yeah, it was wonderful.
I feel like everybody wants money, you know. Everybody wants to know they can take care of their own, you know.
Yeah.
But that's kind of a byproduct, you know what I mean? Like, we don't just want money.
No.
We want to get it a certain way. We want our lives to feel a certain way.
Exactly.
And I feel like when we think about desire in terms of like what's out there that I want in here versus what do I want to create, which place do you have more autonomy and control, right? Like, you always have control to start making something or like doing something. Like, we're making a podcast right now.
Yeah.
That's a thing. Like, it's an art. I feel like, I don't know if you know, a lot of people know about Tantra, and they think about Tantra as like sexual arts. And it is. There is some part of that. But that's like, there's like the tantric lifestyle, which means it's like full of like creating beauty. It has everything to do from like, there's a list of, I can't remember, I read this somewhere a long time ago. I'm not going to do it like any justice, but I'm just going to say, like, in that culture, there's a list of like, you know, tantric arts. Everything from, you know, cooking, baking, how you know, paint, or anything, like how you can arrange flowers.
Wow.
How you know, it's like, it's about, because true Tantra is about everyday divine, everything, every day, this moment. There's no difference between mundane and divine, right? So it's like marking everything you do with that.
Wow.
Is like that level of what do I want to create? And it gives us so much autonomy to author our moment and our day.
Oh, I love that.
And when we're tapping in and generating and generating output in that way, we're filling up ourselves in our bubble with our creative energy. So then there's less permeability to the like external forces that want to choke out our joy and our ability to perceive divinity in every moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like we generate that. We have autonomy in creating what we want.
So you did something earlier that I wanted to name as well. Since we're not doing a video recording, you did this. You did this, which is, I'm going to try to describe it. So it's like bringing the hand. I don't know if it's your left or right hand, but right now I'm holding my right hand, and it's like from like the top of your head around like your crown and your third eye area, and then bringing it straight down. And you were speaking about like big D desire, and so I you did this motion, and I was like, oh, that was a really big tell as well of what that that big D desire, this is in a space of alignment, is and when I say alignment, I also mean like it's like where you're coherent with like what you think, what you want, what you believe, what you want to act. And does that make sense? Does that feel?
I would say it's like, ooh, there's so many levels to our consciousness, right? So there's always a part of our consciousness that is aligned. And then there's the habits of our mind, you know, like the daily habits of our mind that are whatever, they're doing whatever they're doing. And but the big D desires, the reason why they can be so confronting sometimes is because our conditioning or the daily habits of the mind aren't aligned.
Totally.
And so the challenge of building the relationship is to titrate up into being able to hold more alignment with yourself, really.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. And I think it's helpful to bring in the remembrance that our a lot of our thoughts and our like our unconscious, a lot of our decisions are coming from our unconscious, the 90 to 95%. But it's also like where our nervous system has been tuned as well. And so a lot of this, like these daily thoughts, the mind or whatever is what I'm trying to touch on is why there's such a contrast with sometimes what you were speaking on a few times here of like where the desire is kind of clashing a little bit with our nervous system and with our thought realm, with our subconscious, with our experiences, and why also that desire might feel so foreign or like I don't even want that desire or just too big or really uncomfortable because yeah, like if that was to be birth, that's going to take a lot of you. That's going to take a lot of those reps every day to create new neural patterning, to create more space, to confront likely some things also emotionally and unconsciously, to be able to really truly bring that into the physical realm and to create it.
I mean, that could be a huge can of worms to
Yeah,
like talk about.
Yeah.
Why is it so confronting? I mean, patriarchy, I don't know, survival. It's like
Yeah.
because I don't, it's like we are conditioned. I am just imagining like a child and the spontaneity of that child, especially, I feel like now as parents, we have a lot more, there's been so much more research on human development and child development that we understand how to relate to children better now. But back when I was a kid, you know what I mean? It was back even before, like when my grandparents were kids, it was like children are to be seen, not heard.
Yeah.
And there was such like a conditioned shutdown from the moment they're born.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Even before.
Yeah.
You know, inside of the mother's nervous system.
Yeah.
The child is developing, being informed by her nervous system.
Yeah.
And so this is where you can get into ancestors. It's like generational.
Yep.
And so, you know, when we're young, we depend on our parents and our elders for our survival. And if they're shutting us down all the time for whatever reason, you know, it could be a reason that I, as a mom now, might have complete compassion for.
Yeah.
Like, that mom is totally unsupported. She's overwhelmed. She doesn't have the resources internally or externally to handle this moment.
Yeah.
She just needs her kid to shut it down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so to be entrained that way would have us feel that to say yes, to choose these bigger desires, or even some of the small ones, would actually confront our survival. And so it's like building tolerance to a feeling of exposure in a way. You know?
Yeah.
It's like tolerance building too, not just strength rep training like we've been talking about.
Yeah.
But it's tolerance building. That's where my work with the nervous system stuff comes in.
Yeah.
Because you get to this threshold and there's a lot of congestion. And, you know, congestion might be like in some circumstances a euphemism for what's there.
Yeah.
You know, like it might feel very terrifying. It might like bring you up to something traumatic. And so, I feel like that's why there can be such a conflict with it.
Yeah. Beautiful. That's literally the next question was, where do cultural, religious, or ancestral influences play a role in shaping how we see desire? And so I in so many ways you touched on like ancestral, but yeah, I want to also name that there definitely is the cultural. My personal background has also been religious, like Catholicism, and where my desires completely conflicted with my upbringing and the programming in which I was indoctrinated into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just kind of named that.
Yeah,
And
you did.
it's like desire doesn't care about all those things.
Yeah.
Desire is a disruptor.
Yeah.
It wants to bring
I
the new
like
thing.
that.
It wants to bring the new thing. Birth is always the new thing. Whether it's new for you or new for humanity, you know, it's always, it doesn't necessarily always disrupt, but it doesn't care if it does. It doesn't care at all.
Oh my God, I love that.
And that's the thing, like I hear like this trending thing that is like, if it's not a fuck yes, then it's a no. And I'm kind of like, well, sometimes it's a oh fuck instead of a fuck yes.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's like
Yep.
something to step up to.
Yeah.
And I don't mean like, I feel like it gets said in terms of relationships sometimes. Like, it's like, you know, is it an oh fuck or if is it not a fuck yes because some part of you feels like it's gonna get suffocated?
Yeah.
Or is it a not a fuck yes or an oh fuck because you feel like a part of yourself is getting called out
Whew.
to like grow and get bigger and embody that is still feeling like it wants to protect.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean that we have to be rough with that part.
Yeah.
But that's where we get like that's where we get like even finer listening.
Mm-hmm.
And we come in close and we slow down with it. And we say, okay, I got this big desire, but I can feel it pulling me, like wanting to expand in me, but there's a part of me that it hurts to expand that part right now. And so we're gonna go, all right, okay, so the first step to creating this desire is to tend over here with that part that feels scared of the expansion. That could be first make yourself a cup of tea and take a few deep breaths. Maybe it's not, it's definitely not ever crash through this tender part
Yeah.
and drag it behind you screaming so you can like conquer the thing, so you can, you know, like that is not what desire wants.
Yeah.
Desire, that desire might be coming just so that you can tend to this part.
Yeah.
It's so that we can heal our parts and take everything along, integrated. Otherwise, it's distortion. It's not like that's actually also not your desire. It's like it's like a reaction more. You know, it's not really the thing.
No.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right, I'm gonna ask a question in kind of like two parts, or actually two questions in one. Why do you think so many women silence or shrink their desires? And then also, this might be too big of a question, but what happens in our bodies and lives when we choose to honor desire instead of suppressing it?
The first question again is, why do women?
We're going to start with that one. Why do women silence or shrink their desires?
Yeah, I mean, that's all we've been talking about.
Yeah.
Do you have more of a like detailed question? Because
We haven't talked about that.
I don't have more, like that question doesn't like pull anything new out of me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair.
But I can do the second question.
Yeah. What happens in our bodies and lives when we choose to honor desire instead of suppressing it?
Yeah, the first thing that can happen, it depends. Are you saying what happens in life once we start? Can you do the question again? Because
Yeah. What happens in our bodies and lives
and
when we
lives.
choose to honor
choose
desire
to honor desire.
instead of suppressing it?
Yeah. So, a lot of things can happen. Like it could be like a graceful relief, or it could be total upheaval.
Yeah.
And I think in the beginning, it's a little messy. You know, it can be a little messy, you know, because you've had this deep, like, powerful part of yourself. Imagine what it takes to, like, not honor that, to shut it down. Imagine, like, this is your life force. This is like your soul's call.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the energy and the sort of effort and the investment that it takes to quiet it and to, like, pack it all down and to, like, make it look pretty on top. That's what we do. Can you see that when I say it? Mm-hmm. It's like, first we have to, like, shut it up and tamp it down and put things on top of it to hold it down. And then we have to, like, dress it up and make it look pretty. And then we have to convince ourselves that the pretty thing we made is the thing we wanted.
And then we have the midlife crisis because now it's crumbling down.
Or whatever. Like, yeah, like, all of a sudden you realize that there is no effort that's really going to keep it all the way down without killing you.
And the amount of effort that it takes to keep it down.
That's what I'm saying.
So strenuous.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, and, okay, women. Okay, here, now I've got something for that first question. Because women get paid to keep it down.
Oh.
Yeah, we get treats. We get, like, goodies. We get absolved of responsibility. It's big, like, what we get. It's big. We get rewards in exchange, you know, for that. And we, like, we have to, like, pretend that that's enough, but it's really not. And then we're like, then we're really, like, bitches, because then we're, like, getting all the rewards, but we're still not satisfied. And we're complaining about it. But we can blame someone else, because we're not the boss of our desire. We sold it for, like, good girl badges.
Yeah.
You know?
For me, it was, the good girl, the people pleaser. And I'm just, what's coming through too is just, like, historically as well, like, the fear of like, being bold, of being boundaried, of being outspoken. Unfortunately, like, it's in the collective of the feminine. It's in the womb, in the wound. Wow, the womb. Yeah, it's in the womb. That was not a Freudian slip. That is true. It's a wound that so many of us carry, and so many of us are scared. I want to name that for myself too. Of, like, when I had some big desires, and desire is still moving through me, especially in creating Divinely Sovereign, and it's been making me face so much of myself again and again and again. But, like, so many of my fears of, like, being ostracized, being called crazy, of because also, like, when I started opening up my channel, for example, as well, to be in communion with the divine, and to calling in, like, my power, and I was completely scared, because, at least in my upbringing of Catholicism, I'm hearing my voice tremble a little bit. It was demonic. You'd be considered demonic or evil if you were communicating with, if you had an open channel. And it's just so wild, because I had so many of these fears to open up. And so, and part of what we're saying in so many of this, part of this dialogue, is that, like, as your desire is moving through you, it's going to confront also some things within you that are going to be uncomfortable, or that is going to cause disruption.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love this conversation so much.
And that's where, like, the nervous system regulation comes in so importantly. You know, it's not just about manifestation. You actually have to, like, tend to your system. Yeah. Because, it's like you wired yourself to like, be what you knew to be safe. Yeah. You know, and so your sense of safety is even kind of a little askew. Yeah. in that way.
Yeah, I've heard the saying that like manifestation happens at the rate of safety.
I love that. I haven't heard that. That's good.
Yeah.
And so like also desire is inherently feminine. And you're referencing your religious upbringing, and that is demonic. Like the feminine is like, because we get into, ooh, oh boy, this is the real can of worms, because it's real. It's like, what am I trying to say here? I'm not saying it's demonic, but I'm saying like the reason why we need to be sort of having a relationship to our desire is because it's boundless. Like the hunger is boundless. And it is the creative force, and it doesn't care about it doesn't care about order. So like only all like feminine, only all desire has no container.
Yeah.
And then there's no like form and order. So there's a certain like the relationship where we facilitate our desire. We make conscious choices, and yeah, I mean, oh gosh, I'm getting like the existential top is getting blown off. But
yeah, let's get meta.
It's kind of like that feminine impulse, right? When you go back in history, this is a real can of worms, but it's like whenever it started happening, that, and this is just human nature, like territorial battles over land and protecting the women and children, like those days where I think what I'm trying to say is that life is savage. It's like, it's not just all beautiful, like true nature, true feminine has claws and teeth and is savage. It has it has that real side to it that's real. And I mean, suns explode, stars, die. It's like there's death in everything. There's like animals that you have to eat other animals, and it's just like that's not a part of things. And so I don't know if I'm weaving this really well, but it's like the masculine, I hate talking about feminine and masculine, but it like had to contain, back when we were just these mammals with wearing animal skins, and we didn't have like fire yet. We were so exposed. The reality of what nature was so much more real to us at that time. And by necessity, we had to find ways to contain our vulnerabilities. And then maybe there was a time when it was like a balanced structure. But then something happened when the warring, or like the dominating nature of like men trying to get each other's land and women came in. That's like, I feel like that's where patriarchy started. And it just got blown out of proportion. And what am I even answering? But like, why has the feminine, why has desire, why have these things been demonized? Because there's like a primal fear of that savage, like feminine energy. And there's been like this way that humanity has survived and protected itself by making containers around ourselves. And, but it's like we are so overly contained right now. We're so overly congested at this point. It's like it's killing us, right? So we're like now dying on the other end of it. We're not dying from overexposure. We're dying from, and I don't necessarily mean physically, although that could become part of it. I mean just like dying on the inside from like too much containment.
Yeah.
And so it's like we're still trying to find that balance as a as a as a species, as a conscious species. I am going way different. I didn't.
No,
think I
that's
could-
okay. What actually is being lit up in me right now is like I kind of, and I think you're kind of going on this tangent as well of like there's that death as well. I feel like a part of this is dying, and something that's like really like coming through, and I'm feeling really lively in my womb, is just also like a rage, like this like feminine rage, the womb rage, and just like the power behind rage and how it burns away, and how it like it's a rebirth. It's kind of like that phoenix energy, like you let everything fall and like something else rises. And I do want to name that, like I feel and I know that like right now like we are, I feel so honored to be a part of this witnessing of humanity's collective journey where the feminine is in this rise, and it's a part of this rise. It's a part about her being in her power, and and actually this is really helpful because this is the why behind my entire fucking work, like of supporting women to like awaken their power, open their portal, and to stand in their sovereignty. Like, because it's like it is this rebirth of a new reality, and who is going to rebirth that? Women.
Right. Yeah.
We're the birthers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are. And also,
Wow, I'm so enjoying this.
we're also infantilizing men
Yeah, and enabling the fuck out of them.
by making ourselves palatable for them, by sheltering them from the fullness of our desire, of our expression. I'm thinking especially about like feminine sexual energy.
I was gonna say pleasure, about not being in our own pleasure.
Right. But like being able to just not about like, I'm just dressing like this because I want to dress like this. And right now I'm wearing overalls.
And
So
you
it's
look
not like, but like,
amazing.
you know, when I dance, I express myself completely fully.
Yeah.
And I let everyone have their own process.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because there's been so much over history with women about, you know, the rape cultures, like she's asking for it and she's this and she's that, or like, oh, you're like a loose woman, or you're like this. And it's like, actually, no, you just like, as men have historically treated women, like, because we have this immense power, that the only way for them to control themselves is to shut us down. And that's where they're getting infantilized, because it's like, no, I'm going to let all this out, and then you can grow.
Yeah.
You can learn how to tolerate that sensation in your system.
Yeah.
Without attacking or feeling entitled to it or needing to shut it down.
Yeah. 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 Woo!
Yeah. So, like, don't coddle the men. You know, that's another piece. There's so much responsibility. There's this saying that's like, carry the weight of your desire. Carry the weight of your desire.
Ooh.
Because it's like, at least where we're at right now, it is that, you know, like, you have to like build up your own tolerance to the exposure of living from that place inside of you.
Yeah.
And you also have to develop tolerance to other people being in their process around like whatever confronts them about you being an unhindered channel of your, you know, of yourself, of your feminine.
Yeah. Oh. Wow. I've just so enjoyed this. This is wonderful. I'm going to take a look over and see if there's any final questions. Ooh, okay, I'm going to ask this one. Can Can desire lead us back to sovereignty, to living as our truest selves?
I mean, I can think of a simple one-word answer for that.
What?
Yes.
Duh!
Can desire. I mean, I think that's it's the same state. You know, like, can desire lead us to our sovereignty? I would say it's the same state.
Yeah.
You know, like, to be sovereign is to have arrived at the place where you are listening to your desire and your relationship with your desire is clear.
Yeah.
And you can, like, not choosing a desire doesn't cause congestion. Not listening to it and constantly arguing with it and telling it why it can't, like, what, you know, like, you don't have to explain yourself to it.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to shut it down. But, like, that's the state of just listening and following it. And I think sometimes we always think desire has to be a certain way, but it doesn't. Like, I have desire to create art, and I have desire to show up and scoop the cat litter. Even though I don't like it. It's not my preference.
Yeah.
Don't like it.
Yeah.
But I have the desire to be surrounded by animals in my life. And so I have the desire to do the, like, everyday things. Even when it crowds my day. I have the desire to have a crowded day because I have a lot of little ones to take care of. You know what I mean? But I also have it's just like, I just want to, like, unbox it and be like, desire doesn't only look like all the yummy fun things. You can desire the grit.
Yeah.
You know, that comes with holding your life. You know?
Wow. I like that.
Yeah.
Can you share a story of a time when you followed a desire and how it transformed your path?
Yeah. I'll go really recent. I almost can't not. But it's like oh my gosh, which one should I choose? I'll just say that I was listening to reading something where there was the CEO of OpenAI, of the ChatGPT, and he was, like, speaking to the young people who are going to be going into college and saying, like, don't go into software, like, get your degrees in blue-collar jobs, like plumbing and electrician and those kind of things, because we're going to need to be getting people in here for these data centers, and we're going to pay a lot of money. And so software is no longer, like, AI is going to be doing all that for us, but we just need someone to, like, fix the data machines or whatever, build it. And those are going to be the jobs that are going to make you rich. And I was so disgusted with that.
Yeah. Huh.
Because maybe it's true, but it's like, what about artists?
Yeah.
We're going to need them too.
Uh-huh.
What about, like, just humans, like, being human? Like, I just hated him speaking to the young people. So basically what happened was that sparked like, I would say more than a desire, but like a devotional commitment in me to creation. And I bought a camera to, like, I'm like, fuck AI, like, you know, generated photos. I'm going to take pictures of people. I'm going to, like, be a photographer now. And then I started painting. And all of a sudden, this, like, devotional quality came through, and I'm painting in a way that I didn't even know I knew how to do.
Wow.
And it's like, it's like getting me up out of bed in the morning. It's like the thing where I'm like, okay, fine, I'll go, like, scoop the cat litter and do all the things, and like do all the things that had been feeling heavy, you know, in my life, going through all the things I said I'm going through at the beginning. It's been a little heavy. And this is giving me like that breath. Like just creation is giving me the breath. And it's also like my new calling and message. It's like I've created something called the Siren Song Collective. And it's like I just want to create, and I want to support other people to create, and I want them to, like, I want creation to inspire creation, you know, like the
Yes.
Siren Song. Like you can't actually really resist it.
Wow.
And that's the thing, like the Siren Song is like, the sirens are another deep force of feminine magnetism that have a really bad rap for, you know, killing.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, yeah, it's a disruptive force. If you don't have the tolerance, if you can't breathe underwater with that, you know, but it's like the siren is not, you know, it's portrayed that way. But I don't think that it has to just be that way. It's like that irresistible calling that can give you the new life that you're looking for. Because the death is just like one end of the portal.
Yeah.
Right. So that's my new, like, that's like on a bigger level, my new creation that I'm still not done creating the storefront for.
Yeah.
And I'm just busy like showing up to what I want to do. I like want to show up. I want to paint today. I want to show up. I'm going to take my camera with me. I don't know where I'm going or what I'm going to take pictures of. And like,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, so that is my most recent spot. That's the spot I'm in right now. Yeah.
I am lit up from your light up.
Yeah.
Like, wow. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for that. Mm-hmm. So we'll end with one final question here, and then you can share if there is a way for people to either potentially work with you, even if it's an email address. I know you don't have like the storefront up or whatever, if you want to.
Yeah.
But one final question here is, what's one permission slip you want to leave every listener with about desire?
I feel it's just like the thing I said in the beginning. It's like you don't have to choose the thing, but just please listen. Like I give you permission to want what you want, and to like love that part of you that wants that thing, even if it's not like for the moment, or it's not sustainable in this time of your life, or it like what, you know, but just want what you want and like listen to it, because desire is not about what you get. It's not about the outcome. It's about living in it. It's about living in that place where you can hear it. It's not about choosing everything. It's not about getting the thing you want. It's about living in connection and healthy relationship with your desire is being sovereign, is living in your power. And that's like what we need. So it's more than a permission slip. It's a nudge. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. This has been absolutely incredible. Somehow an hour and almost 10 minutes have gone by so quickly. And so lastly, if there's a way that people can work with you, or if you're currently working on anything and you have a time frame for it, I understand your season that you're in right now, but just wanted to give you that platform as well.
Yeah, thank you. My transmission and my work is fully matured and ready to go. I just don't have it boxed up yet. So if someone hears this and you want to reach out to me, you can, should I just say my email? Or
that's up to you.
Or my Instagram account?
Yeah, let's do your Instagram.
Okay, so I have no posts on it yet. Like I said, my storefront's not up, but it's Siren Song Collective.
Cool.
Yeah. And you can just DM me there.
Beautiful. And if someone's listening and they want your email and they want to come through me and I'll personally give it to them.
Yeah, that's
I just
fine.
want to give it publicly.
Totally. Yeah.
Contact me.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And then I'll connect you with Michelle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
I'd love to. Awesome.
We did it.
We did it.
Yay.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much. And thanks for that final message as well, for giving that permission, that reminder, that nudge of people to tune into their desires and to bring some devotion to like knowing that is something that's alive within them, always there for them, always whispering to them. Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.